Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's Melissa with Sunday Chats with Melissa, and happy Sunday. I certainly hope this finds you well. It's been another week. It's number 7,428 of quarantine in the pandemic of 2020. Between my emergency surgery in February and this, I was out of the house for approximately 1 month and 10 days. That's all in 2020. We are creeping up on May. May is coming at us, well, I want to say like a freight train, but it's really not. It's like the tortoise and the hare, or the hare, or whoever was slow. The tortoise. Anyway, let's get into our chat today. I have some good things to tell you about. First of all, I wanted to talk about this look. As most of you probably are, I would assume. I follow a lot of beauty bloggers and a lot of people who do makeup and different makeup companies, and there's always a new trend. You know, there's always some new way to apply makeup. So I put one up on Instagram yesterday, and I'm going to make a short tutorial for that, and at the same time I'm going to make one for this. But it's really so simple, and it's using very few products. So the trend, let me try to get a little closer. The trend is almost like a blank eye, or just a really matte like shadow, or a really good primer if you have one, like maybe well, they're not primers, but I use them as one, the Maybelline tattoo ones. Maybe you could find one like that. I actually ended up using this bronzer set that I've talked about on the channel before, and it's the Ulta Baked Beauty. You can actually still get this at Ulta. I checked online. This one is the California Sunlight, but it has several. So what I did was I used the bronzer in this just as a base. I also use it on the rest of my face. So I use the bronzer here around my hairline. I use the blush that's in here, and then our blush here, and then I also use the highlighter. So I use this whole kit today, and I think it's just great. I think it's a fast, quick grab. I think when things return back to some semblance of normal, this would be a great thing to have in your spring beauty kit. And the other thing that I used was this ColourPop It's My Pleasure. It's all purples, and it's so pretty. I just played around with it. I used yesterday's look and this look out of this color palette. So I think in the viewfinder it looks pretty true to color. In my monitor it looks a little washed out, so I hope in editing this is what I'm seeing. But what I did today was I laid down just the bronzer here, and then the trend is, I think, to use a pencil liner, but I wanted to use eyeshadow. So I took a really small, this is the small angle E65 Sigma brush. I took that and dipped it into Kitten Fish. And I just went along my brow bone with the color. And then I took a fluffy brush, and this is an EcoTools brush that I just love. And I dabbed it, no, I'm sorry. This is the one that I used to put down the bronzer. Sorry. Then I took this, this is an IT double-ended brush. Anyway, you just want a really small brush that has like a tight bristle and pointed, because what I did was I went into the same color and then just connected that just right here on the inner corner, just like that. And then I took this other double-ended EcoTools brush, and I went into Pretty Cruel, which is this color here. And then I put that right here on the lid, and then just kind of blended those together. So I know ColourPop has put a couple of them up, and if you see them, then you're going to see it like just like on a plain eye with just like a pencil. To me, it's for a young person. I don't think that would look good on me, because, you know, my eyes are a little hooded. They have some texture to them, and I'm 50-some years old. So I didn't feel like that was a good look for me. But if you want to try it with a pencil, I think it's a really, really cute quick makeup style. So I thought that was really cute. So that is what I did. And then I just did my regular, you know, superhero it. I lined my rim, of course, with my Urban Decay, and then I finished off my lip with the It Pillow Talk. Is it Pillow Talk? In Gaze. Yeah. So I think this is really pretty. It's in the color Gaze. I got that not too long ago. I think it's a relatively new line that they have. So I'm pretty sure you could still get that, and I'm sure you could probably get it like on Sephora or something like that. So that's what I did for my face today. I did a couple times. I actually just kind of played with my makeup today, kind of like, remember those Barbie heads? Well, some of you will remember them, that we had when we were little, and you could put your makeup on them, and then if you didn't like it, you just wiped it off and started all over. So that's what I did today. I used my Purity Made Simple cleansing cloths. I really like those. I like them for travel, but I also like them just to keep at my beauty desk, just to fix a boo-boo, or to start over again, or sometimes it's late and I'm tired and I've binge watched too much Netflix and I just don't feel like going through the whole motion of taking off my makeup. I'll just use those. So it's my lazy girl's makeup remover. Okay, I think I talked about this perfume that I had been using, a sample of it, but I actually splurged and bought myself some because I really haven't been doing any shopping other than like food. I've spent $7 trillion on food during the pandemic. Am I alone? I can't be alone. I can't be alone. There's got to be other people. But it's this Tocca, the Florence one, and the bottle is so beautiful. I don't know if you can see the top. I know once I get closer it's going to get blurry, but it's just beautiful, and it smells so good. I haven't put any on today. I even put it on after I get out of the shower, because here's the thing. If we don't take anything else out of this pandemic, out of this time alone, out of this quarantine, it is to live every day like tomorrow might not come. And what if tomorrow never comes? I'm going to refrain from breaking out into my Garth Brooks song. But I wanted to. And so I'm going to use my perfume before I go to bed, because you know what? Once I spray it on my PJs, when I put them back on the next night before I wash them, I can still smell it. And it is so comforting to me. It's just such a beautiful, comforting scent to me. So I have been loving that this week. So I did splurge and buy that. Other than that, I've been doing groceries, necessities for the house. I had to place an Amazon order for trash bags. How boring is that? The dog food and grapefruit water. The Spindrift grapefruit water. What? How boring is that? Getting anything good. I think I ordered a couple of lip glosses or whatever, but they're good. Okay, so I posted these on my Instagram, and you can go over and see the bottles that I use, the actual oils that I use. But let me, if you're like me and it is getting warm where you live, warm means bugs. I don't like a bug. I have the exterminators come here every other month. Every other month. Just come on. Do whatever you gotta do. Please don't let any bugs around here. I also have one of those Dynatrap bug catchers that are in the back that there's a light that it draws to. It really works. I got it from QVC. I don't know if you can get it elsewhere, but you just hang it. You do have to plug it in, so it's got to be near an outlet. But I love that. But I think with where I live, because it's so moist, there's so much water around where I live, the flies are just really bad here. And so I went on the interwebs and I found this fly repellent that I made, and I have been spraying it around my doorways because, you know, that's how they get in. They run in with you. So anyway, I just made it in this little doTERRA bottle, and what I really like about these bottles, if you order from doTERRA, is that they're a continuous spray. It's not you don't have to do this. You pump it a couple times and it's like a continuous spray. So I find that to be really nice. I went on and labeled it because I also made one for outside. So this fly repellent one, hold on, let me pull up my info here. The fly repellent one is rosemary, 15 drops of essential oils, lemongrass, 10 drops, coriander, 6 drops. If you don't have coriander, because I didn't, you can also use bergamot, same amount, tea tree, 8 drops, apple cider vinegar, 2 cups, and water, 2 cups. So I didn't have enough room in this to make it that. That will make you, of course, 4 cups. If you have a big spray bottle and can use it, you know, that's good. Otherwise, I just halved it. And if it was 15 drops, I just put in 8 because, I mean, what's wrong with one more drop of essential oils? So I spray that around my doors on the inside and the outside. And then it's my understanding that this is a combination of oils along with vinegar that flies do not like. So I sprayed it on the outside of my door, I sprayed it all around my door frame and on the inside of my kitchen door and also in my living room. Although I don't open my living room door as much, I went on and sprayed that as well. And then the other one that I made is the fly and mosquito repellent. And it's like, you know, what you would use if you were outdoors. Of course, you know, you'll need to figure out if these are things that your skin can tolerate and, you know, how it affects you. So always do your research. Always see how any medications or anything that you're eating or using could be affected by the use of essential oil. You certainly don't want to do anything to harm yourself while trying to stay away from mosquitoes and flies. But this is one that I also found online. It has lemongrass, 7 drops, peppermint, 5 drops, cinnamon, 3 drops, oregano oil, 4 drops, and then it's just that and some water. That's it. And a cup of water. And you just spray those on you as you would like an off or whatever, like if you're sitting out on your porch or you're camping or something like that. There's a ton of essential oil recipes that you can go on Pinterest and find. So if these don't suit you or you don't have these oils, you know, do your own search on Pinterest or whatever. But these were oils that I had and I made for myself. But of course, be careful about anything that you're using and spraying, especially around your pets and yourself. And if you have any chronic diseases or anything like that, you know, of course, be careful. Everything that I use on here works for me. It may not work for you, and you know, be safe always when you're inhaling things and making things for your making sprays and things like that to use. So there was also a recipe where you could put that in a rollerball jar with a carrier oil. So either like jojoba oil or fractionated coconut oil. So there was also some recipes online for that. So Pinterest is a really good means for finding great recipes like that, I find. So I have been making those because I saw that the pesky flies were out, and one got in yesterday, and I don't know if he didn't like the smell or not, but he promptly left. So he flew out when I put the door back up. Thank goodness. Gosh. Also, it's getting warm, And so that means we're going to be spending more time outside, and we're also going to get sweaty. And so I have several different deodorants. I try to be very careful about what I put on my skin, especially in the deodorant department. But I have several that I really like. But there's organic ones at the store. There's also the crystal one that I really like that I use. It's a little messier than these because you have to wet it, but I really like that as well. So this Schmidt's Bergamot and Lime is a natural deodorant. It helps neutralize odor and absorb wetness. So sometimes when you have these, they absorb the odor, but they don't really absorb the wetness. So this is a nice choice for that. This one is by doTERRA. It's Balance. It's one of our essential oil blends, and it's a natural deodorant. So this one has the Balance oil, baking soda, arrowroot for long-lasting freshness and all-day confidence. So that is this one, and it's by doTERRA. And you can contact a doTERRA person. You can go around doTERRA and order it. And I think some of these things are like available on Amazon. I don't know what the price difference is or who's selling them on there. So just be careful and mindful when you're buying anything from like a third party like that. I buy everything straight from doTERRA. And then this one is one that I just was introduced to, and I really love it. It's called Lumi. And this one is the Lavender Sage. And it says for underarms and private parts. I don't know. I'm just using it on my underarms. I'm just saying. That's that. And this one said it's a unique product. It has like 3 little dots, and you roll it up, so it's kind of a cream. It says a little goes a long way. Begin with a trace amount under your arms. Apply no more than will be rubbed on in 4 to 5 seconds. So I picked this up not too long ago. I picked it up from Amazon. I'm not sure if it's available other places, but you can certainly check. So that, and also my hair has been really dry. I think it's just kind of the hot and the cold, the hot and the cold, and sometimes I'm putting it up more and pulling it more than I normally do. So I use this Schwarzkopf Repair Rescue, and it seals the ends. And I just put a little bit on that. Oh, Lord. Can you see it? I just put a little bit of this on when I get out of the shower when it's wet. And then I only wash my hair like every 4 days because I don't really need to, even if I am working. I don't need to wash my hair every day. It's too much for one thing. Drying all this, and I just don't want to process it that many times. So I put this on also when my hair is dry on the ends. So that's really nice and made by Schwarzkopf. And then also this is a replenishing treatment mix. It's the Honey Summer Peach Win. I also like to spray this on my hair. I think it smells nice, and it gives a little bit of moisture. And sometimes when you're using products or a lot of dry shampoo, your hair can feel a little oof. And so I think this is just a really nice treat. So you can get this from QVC. That's where I got that from. And then in the kitchen, I've been doing some cooking, and I think I might have mentioned in my last Sunday chat that I'm trying to eat just what I can get from the farm. I did put in a Whole Food order, and it came this morning because I needed like some coconut sugar, and I needed broth, and these are things that the farm doesn't carry. So I didn't buy things that I shouldn't be eating. I did buy some mozzarella cheese. I mean, you need cheese and everything. But I've been trying to cook very healthy, and the farm brings, they don't bring, well, they do bring it, they deliver it, but they offer produce and fruit bundles. And the last couple of weeks, their fruit bundles have included a lot of apples, and I love apples. And I know, like in the Whole30, it's, you kind of want to tend to not lean on fruit for your sugar, but that's what I did. that's what I did, and it worked for me. You know, fruits have natural sugars in it and the way your body processes them and stuff like that. But I leaned on them in the very beginning when I had like a sugar craving or something like that. But I eat these with cashew butter and almond butter, which is really good, because both of those are okay. Peanut butter is not okay on Whole30. But the reason I brought it up was because I had a bunch, a whole bunch, because it came, 2 of the fruit bundles were really heavy in apples, and eating one a day wasn't going to get this down. And so what I did was I cooked them, and they're really good. They kind of taste like the Cracker Barrel apples, if you've ever had those before and been to the Cracker Barrel. So I slice them. You can use an apple peeler core thing if you want to. I leave the skin on because there's so much nutrients in the skin, and once they're cooked down, it's, you know, it's fine. But I just slice them, and then I put some, you can put some ghee if you have that. I ran out of ghee, and I'm just using my regular butter, which I'm not supposed to on Whole30, but that's what I'm using because that's what I have available. So I have that. I put that in there, and I put a little bit of coconut sugar in there and some cinnamon and a tiny bit of honey. And I just cook them on low until they're real tender, and they are great to eat with a side of chicken or pork, especially pork. I make an egg baked casserole type thing, I guess. It has sausage and spinach and onions and potatoes. And I'll bake that. Sometimes I eat it for dinner, sometimes I eat it for breakfast, but a side of apples is really good with that too. So if you're cooking a lot, just kind of, you know, use a little bit of fruit juice, maybe some apple juice or some pineapple juice, or if you have some fresh orange juice, put that in there and kind of go light on the butter. But I feel like with the amount of apples that I cook and the amount of butter that I use, it really kind of evens it out in the end. And again, I don't want to go out of here in this pandemic saying, oh, I didn't eat butter because meat and butter. So that is what I'm doing with my apples. And then for crafting, I have gotten up in my room, up in my craft studio, and I think for people who have a craft studio, I think the hardest part is organizing your supplies so that you can find them, and organizing them in a manner so that you can just go right to them and get everything that you need. So I have done that. When I redid my craft room, I turned my bedroom upstairs into a craft studio / guest room. It has a futon in it. Nobody will want to stay long. I did organize, so I have several of the rolling like carts, and I have one that has like all my stamping, my rubber stamping supplies and paints and markers and everything that I would use for paper crafting and stamping. And then I have a whole thing of beading supplies. I have my embroidery kit, 3 drawers of all my embroidery floss and cross stitch string and felt, stuff like that. And then I have one for smashboxing, which is this kind of, I don't know if people are still doing it, but it's kind of like a paper crafting where you use stickers and ribbon and just really make small tiny things like calendars or little photo books. It's not like full out scrapbooking, but it's along the same line. Sorry, you know me and my allergies. Let me grab a tissue. So I have a whole 3 things of that. So I have a dresser that I repurposed into a stamp storage thing, where I have everything that I need for stamp. I have my stamps, I have all my ink pads, I have things to stamp on, I have all my ribbon. What else? What else is over there? I guess that's it. Oh, my blocks, my stamping blocks. And then another really cool thing that I did was I had an extra shoe bag when I did some changing around, and I hung that on the inside of the door of my studio, and I put things that I want to do now, like that I'm working on now. So I'm really loving painting and creating on those birch wood circles. So I have those in there, those that I picked up from the store, and I have my wood burning kit there, and I have my markers and my pins and stuff like that. So things that I'm currently working on are hanging in that shoe bag, and it's just really great because you can see through it. It's readily available. I don't have to dig around for it. It's just right there. So that's been nice. But I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for almost, no. Okay, Cody, my son was 2. So for 21, almost 21 years, I have been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I did take 2 breaks of a year each, and they were usually during a separation or a divorce or some sort of life-altering circumstance. So I did take a year off. I've always signed back up. I always signed back up with my girl Melissa. And so I've always loved stamping. I was an active demonstrator for a long time, and by active I mean I went out to people's homes and taught them how to create paper crafts and stamps and how to color and just how to do beautiful things with rubber stamps, and I love it and always have. I don't make enough time for it as I should, because creating is something that makes me really happy. So when they came out with this kit called the Paper Pumpkin, I was like, yes, please, and thank you. So the Paper Pumpkin is a subscription that comes every month, and I get a yarn subscription, I get a makeup subscription, so it's really nice for other people to make the choices, because here's the thing about rubber stamping that I found that my customers really struggled with. Oh, well, I can't get this open. I don't know what's happening. Oh my goodness. Anyway, okay, I won. What in the world? What I found my customers really struggled with was I would go to a class, I would create some cards, we would create them together, I would put little kits together, and they could do them, and then they would order the supplies if they wanted to recreate that or something like it at home. You know, I was just teaching them the technique. And it would take a couple weeks for the hostess to close their show and for the show to be shipped and, you know, for the hostess to deliver, you know. So, and they would call me and they'd be like, I don't remember what to do with this. I don't remember what to do. And I get that. I get that, because I'm one of those people that needs to do things over and over again. I need to see written instructions. I'm just one of those people. That's how I learn. So I get it. And other than providing written instructions with them and sending that to them, I understood their frustration. So the Paper Pumpkin comes like this. Oh! All right. Oh, here we go. Okay, so... Sorry again. So it comes in this nice little box, and you get your gosh, they're not called acrylic. The stamp. There are some that are a little harder. I can't think. Anyway, so you get all of your stamp sets. So this is the August, the one for this month. Let me try to put something behind it so you can see. Well, that probably didn't help. All right. So it has trees, it has Happy Mother's Day, it has Mom, it has a lot of words on it. When you get your first kit, when you sign up, you will get your block. And that block will cover every stamp that you'll get in your future kits. Does that make sense? So you put the rubber stamp on the block. Back in the old days, they were wood. And you had to adhere them yourself. That was one of the things that was good about Stampin' Up! For a variety of reasons. I won't go into all of that now. But this is the kit for this month. And so everything that you need to make these projects is in this kit. Your envelopes, your stickers, these little accents, just everything. Everything's already cut out. Everything's already pre-made. Everything is already pre-done for you. You'll get a Stampin' Spot of the color or colors that you need to stamp the sets. Of course, you'll get your stamps, and like I said, in your startup kit, you will get your block, and that's what you'll use to stamp. So what I'm going to do, if I get enough interested people, or even if I don't, I'm going to go live on my Facebook platform that's called Melissa Hanson, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And you can find me on Facebook and follow me there. And I'm once a month, after I feel like everybody has gotten their monthly kit, I'm going to go live, and then we can put them together. So I am going to make it a point to get back into creating, because I probably have 3 years of these where I just did not put them together. I didn't. And it makes me so sad to think that I didn't take the time to create. It does. It makes me so sad, because I love it. I love to paint. I love to draw. I love to color. I love to knit. I love to make jewelry. I am the craft jack of all trades and master of none. I don't do any of it spectacular, but I love it all. That's kind of like my personality. Just I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I can't do anything perfectly, but I can do pretty much anything that I want to do. And so that's no different. So if you're interested, comment below or go to Facebook and follow me at Melissa Hanson, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I'm going to start doing those. I don't know that I will do any stamp camps, which I used to do all the time with a really fun group of girls where I lived before, and we just had the best time. We did them twice a month together, and it really was fun. And one of them contacted me yesterday and said, I really miss those. And did, because we didn't just stamped, we talked about our life, and we exchanged love and our talents and our personalities, and it was just a great time. We would gather around my dining room table twice a month, and it was so fun. And I miss being able to craft with other people. It's okay to craft by yourself, but crafting with other people, just like anything, is more fun. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I think we're close to our 30 minutes. So let me get my little word to give you guys as you scooch off for the rest of your day and for the week. Let's see. Okay. Hold on. There were several that I was going to read, that I had planned on reading, but this one I found, and it's actually a picture, and it's called, it doesn't say who put this on there, but I saw it online, and it says, your life is made of 2 dates and a dash. Make the most of the dash. Even during this time, even during this pandemic, every single day is a part of your dash. And this is all going to end, this is all going to end. And I don't know how. And I have been kind of contemplating in my head, like, okay, so just say, for instance, we all open back up May 10th. What has changed between May 9th and May 10th and May 11th? I don't know. And are we really going to go back to the way things were? Are we going to be able to just bust up in restaurants and hold hands with our people? And are we going to be able to kiss our people? And are we going to be able to hug our people? One of the doctors that I saw on one of the news that I was watching, and I don't watch a ton, and he was saying in order to get this, you had to, amongst other things, but one of the things that stuck out to me was he said you would have to hold hands for 30 minutes with someone who has the virus, and there was other ways, the sneezing and coughing, but basically the hand holding was the thing that kind of did it for me, because I thought, really? And so are we going to be able to hold each other's hands? Are we going to be able to hug and go back to doing, I'm a hugger. I hug everyone. how is life going to go back to normal? How? This is what I want to know. And I just know that I have a lot less dash days ahead of me than I had behind me. And I don't want to waste one of them. And I don't want to sit during this quarantine and wonder, should I have done something different? Should I have treated somebody else different? What should I have done different? Should I? Could I? Would I? I don't know. I don't know. But my dash is getting short. And I want to make the most of it. I want to be safe, but I want to make the most of it. And so until this quarantine ends and we're able to go back outside and do some semblance of what we did once, make the best of it. Whatever that is for you. You know, I talk to my girlfriends every day, and we teeter back and forth between being really angry and really anxiety ridden and then being thankful, you know, that we'll have jobs to go back to, we hope. And so we just kind of teeter back and forth on that. And, you know, it's okay. It's okay. But whatever being good looks like for you, just do it. Just do it. Remember, we're in that dash and we have to make the best of it. All right, guys. Have a great week. Until we see each other again and until we chat again. I love you. If you'd like to subscribe down below, you can. If you're new here, you can also ring the bell and you'll get notifications every time I upload videos, which is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays for my Sunday chat. If you're here and your family, thank you. I appreciate you coming. I think this was a little longer than normal because I've had to hit the restart button 3 times. So I'm sorry that I run over my 30 minutes. I do want to be respectful of your time. So I hope you were able to hang out the whole time. I love you.